RAYNET. This is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie, operated today by Greg, Golf 0 Golf Uniform Bravo, Serving Net Control for the Activity Net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time and is open to all other radio operators interested in nets. The primary purpose of the net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic news, opinions and information, with personal information and announcements available on the RAYNET-UK website at www.raynet.uk. This is an interactive net which means all calls are to play the net control solution unless you are instructed otherwise, and all RAYNET are invited and encouraged to use the net. When you do check in, please note your calls went slowly phonetically. So you must leave the net immediately after checking in, then please call in and out. Otherwise, if you would play for subsequent turns, please make it clear you want to check out at that time. After a third few check-ins, I'll repeat the third. If you're not acknowledged, I will call for any strays as people who missed their turn at the end of the UK and international sections. So as usual, I'll start to the net in the course and number order. So we'll start with any stations with figure 8, figure 8. To check in, please call now. This is G4 and RC.
Golf 8, Echo Yankee, G8 EEY, name is Mike. G8SDU, name is Bob. Good afternoon, Greg. Just in out, please.
Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie's definitely got Mike, Golf 8 Echo Yankee staying with me, and good afternoon, Bob, Golf 8 who's in and out. Ray, Golf 8 Golf Quebec Juliet, would you go again, please? Your audio is non-existent or broken, so I've no idea of your intentions. Golf Juliet, Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie, over. Yeah. Golf 8 Golf Quebec Juliet, G4 and RC, Ray, you came in that DMR rather than Fusion, still broken, Ray. So I think that was in or out, is that correct? G4 and RC, over. Juliet, G4 and RC, still highly broken, I'm afraid, Ray. So it looks like he was in and out for the moment. The dial, you can always check in if you think that's wrong. Okay, any other rates, please? G4 and RC, over. RC, figure 7 in that call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. G78, Golf Sunland, November, Echo Hotel. Good afternoon, Greg. That's really far back. Point 7, Alpha Victoria. Good afternoon, Greg. G4 and RC's got Graham, got 7 November Echo Hotel, and Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victoria. Any other 7s, please? G4 and RC, over. Good. Let's go for 6s. Stations figure 6, figure 6 in that call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. for an RC, 7 call, any stations, figure 6, and that call sign, please go ahead. G for an RC. G for an RC, no 6s, let's have 5s. Figure 5, that call sign, please go ahead. G for an RC, header. G for an RC, stop 25 to the organisation. Respect 4, station figure 4, and that call sign, please go ahead. G for an RC, over.
G for XUR, call for X-ray. Name is David, located in Somerset. In and out, please, Greg. Call 4, Whiskey, Quebec, Bravo. Name is Keith.
Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, D4HUR, Seoul. D4 and RC, right eye. Got David, call 4 X-ray Uniform Romeo, who's in and out, support staying with me, Keith, Bravo, and 4, call 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot. Any other 4, please, G4 and RC, over. For an RC, and that's our 3, stations figure 3, and then call sign, please go ahead, G4 and RC, over. Golf 3, Zulu Hotel X-ray. In and out this week, please, Greg. Threes. Right, good afternoon, Ian, and copied in and out. Any other threes, please, G4 and RC, over. For an RC, no more threes, so let's have 2. Stations figure 2 in that call sign, and that includes you intermediate 2. For an RC, over. For an RC, second call for any stations figure 2 in that call sign, including intermediate 2s. Please go now, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, and it's 1. Stations figure 1 in that call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. Second call any stations figure 1 in that call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. Brian. One Alpha Tango Yankee. Good afternoon, Brian. Copied you in and out. Take the longest on the analog, so you got in anyway. All is good. But copied you in and out. Okay, let's go for any stations mod 0, mic 0, any regional secondary identifier. Please go ahead, over. Zero Mike Foxtrot Sierra Drew West Devon. Mike 0 Mike Foxtrot Sierra. Good afternoon, Drew. Any other mod stations of any regional secondary identifier? for an RC, and it's Golf Zero stations of any regional secondary identifier. Please call now for an RC. Over.
Golf Whiskey Zero, Juliet Lima X-ray. Good afternoon, Greg. Name is Andy. Rain temperature. No traffic today. Please over.
Chief for an RC. Good afternoon, Andy. Golf Whiskey Zero, Juliet Lima X-ray, and acknowledge you're in and out. Trying to shorten the call-ins, so the station and the UK station who's missed their turn to call in, please call now. Chief for an RC, over.
It's Golf 3 Zulu India Yankee. Richard, Surrey, Raynet, in and
Golf 3 Yankee. Good afternoon, Richard. Copy to you in and out. Thanks for calling in. Do we have any international liaison stations? Any of our colleagues from Nordland in Norway, Ireland in Ireland, Aries in Slovakia? Wash your friends, please. Chief for an RC, over. For an RC, let's have any station, UK or international, that's missed our turn to call. Please go now. Chief for an RC, over. Chief for an RC, nothing heard. Right. So, usual reminder, today's net is being live streamed by Graham, G7NEH today. Live streams and recordings are available by searching G7NEH, that's called November Echo Hotel on YouTube. If you then select the live streams or the past broadcasts, you'll find the content there for previous weeks. If you like the services provided, and there's bonus for that, there's the like. I really appreciate you pressing one or both of them. To other news, Storm Lillian on Friday brought an early reminder of the effects of storms on public events. 70-mile-an-hour winds brought power cuts to tens of thousands of homes, and major music in China were disrupted with campsites and stages being taken out of use. The 12th named storm of the storm naming season, which runs from September to September, and the furthest since it began in 2015. The whole aim of the storm names was to draw public attention to and get more focus on them. But should we use the launch of the next group of names next month to remind people to need to be more vigilant within RAYNET itself? Flash in, as in with the from Facebook, is a request from Derbyshire Vales RAYNET for assistance with a motor trials event on the 27th and 28th of September. If it interests you, then please contact Eric Golf 1 Sierra Papa. Through his details on the website of the Derbyshire Vales Food Patrol. The bank holiday weekend has been busy with events ranging from air shows in Clacton through to the way walks in the north of the country. So, we're halfway weekend. What have people been up to this week, and what are you up planned? We'll start with my little Echo Yankee. Sierra.
G4N from G8PEY. Well, I must admit, Lillian gave us a miss here in Norfolk, and I'm not yes, it was a bit windy at times. And we did have a very long, wet day yesterday, but it's dry at the moment, 20 degrees centigrade. No wind still from the west, but otherwise not too much happening. I've been reading on one of our members who's found some information on housing and emergency centres in the US. Perhaps I'll send, because it makes quite a different reading to what we do in this country. Otherwise, not too much activity. I've been designing some dry systems for the which is still a work in progress, as the saying goes. Whether I'll get it finished this decade, I'm entirely sure. 28 BEY.
8, Echo Yankee, Chief. Are you returning? I look forward to seeing what got mentioned in emergency centres in the US. That panels, as it is from the IAOU, emergency communicators, teleconference, where people were looking at dedicated emergency centres and dedicated control centres, and whether or not they were actually workable and usable, it's what we needed to be. So, yeah, interesting one to see how it's done. Like I've seen in America places where you have sort of track and amber control rooms ready to be pulled off and used. You do need to be using them frequently to make sure they are actually workable. Anyway, no doubt there'll be more on that when I've done a second round. With regards to new trailer masts and like Graham V7NH, West Cheshire pulled out I think it's a 40-foot Clark mast that we've had, pneumatic comfort mast, not been used for ages. The intent was to permanently mount it. Since being turned into a trailer mast one time, it was just too heavy and not quite the right construction for doing that with. So the TFP and that mast will be going to find a new home, I'm sure, because we don't see a use for it now. Okay, so thanks again. G7NH, G4, and I'll see you. G4, nice. Yeah, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon to all on the net. And yeah, last week's reviews were 20 and 4 likes on the stream, so it's about sort of normal. I will probably tomorrow pull some analytics on a little bit and pull me some graphs. Maybe we can show them on the stream next week. So people know. I'll work on that one. And there we go. Today here is 17.6 degrees centigrade, and it's the sun's out. So there we go. Back to you for our CG from the H. Sorry again, bridge this time, G7NH, G4 and RC. Okay, yeah, average is good. I'm guessing it's check-ins, and anything over 10 is good. 13 double-day check-ins, which is, as you say, about average. The bank holiday weekend has been very good. It's distracted with a lot of things. If you could get those analytics up, the next com meeting, which Michael reminds me of, what it is this week, will be useful to share across as well, just to show the continued engagement with this. Now what should we do? We should go to Dave, Mike 7 of Victor Oscar, who I CK on DMR this time. Going on with Dave, Mike 7 of Victor Oscar, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, Alpha Victor Oscar. Yeah, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, everyone. Some of the things that happened here, well, I don't think it has to happen else because I just turned the audio back on the live stream and listened there, so I think it's here. Sorry I missed the last few minutes. I think you're seeing down other bits and bobs, but just emitting the quad band antenna from Millfield Electronics. It should be going up tomorrow, Wednesday, and hopefully we'll get all that going. We'll see how we go with 4 meters and 6, as well as 2 and 7 be interesting to see how that works. Hopefully that works out well using the 70-4. If you're about, I might drop you a message if you can turn something on, probably mid-afternoon, and we'll give it a go, quick local test. But that's the plans now for the weekend, Greg. And coming back to you about 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4NRC. Okay, yeah, how that antenna performs. Don't get vested interest in it. If you do come on 4 meters, if you go onto the iGate, the RSGB you put on 70.350 in Liverpool, way out to Whitchurch, with its 25 watts maximum, because I believe it's in that category, it's not a full power one. A station that's repeating everything that's being fed on 2 meters elsewhere around the planet, on whatever network it's on, as a fairly good indicator. And yeah, ping, I'm not quite sure what tomorrow is going to bring. Got some phone calls to make. So yeah, ping, and I can always try and get something put together for one band or another. Quickly, again, permitting. Down to Keith, Golf 4, Whiskey Quebec Bravo, G4, and I'll see you.
G4 NRC, G4 WQB. Yeah, today's test, I'm using the same SR200 that I used. However, now I've put a SIM card in. It's quite an interesting one because it has all 4 major providers all on the same card and links to whichever one is best. So I'm at the moment going through an A2 GSM and on TV switch server and on to you. Convenient then that I just have one Android device I walk around with. You don't have to be limited to the range with a Pi-Star. So I rather favour it. So interested in a signal report, you can unbroken and a good signal all the way through. Back to you, G4NRC, G4WQB.
For Whiskey Quebec Bravo, G4NRC, solid copy all the way. Interested in the SIM provider, and what provider it is. My internet provider of choice also does SIM cards, but to get a data service straight to just one network, and the former, what they call the SIP SIM, will allow over any network, but not a field like a cell phone. Did have some roaming, but not a great deal. So yeah, we're a bit stuck, and I was noticing when I was in North yesterday just how much I'm missing the 3G network being turned off on Vodafone. It's 4G or 2G, and lots of data comms don't like doing 2G anymore. Okay, next on the list is Phil, Golf 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, and I realise I've been remiss and not told you. I am now receiving all Cheshire Committee emails correctly in the local resilience forum put out over the last couple of days. G4HUF, G4 NRC. G4HUF. Okay, thanks for that, Greg. Well, good afternoon to you and everybody else on the net. We'll try and keep the Cheshire portion of the event down to a minimum, and that you getting those. And I'm quite pleased that they've cancelled the big excitement because I ain't going to be around. So that saves me a lot of grief and aggravation. Other things to mention. Well, first off, you mentioned the Edinburgh trial at the end of next month. Interesting event. Well organised, well planned. But there again, I mean, it generally tends to be to the previous year with subtle variations. I've done it for a couple of years now, and else is thinking about it. I would say go and do it. It is an interesting event. So there's the part of Derbyshire Dales, and I'm not going to commit myself this year straight away, but I think there's a very good chance I'll be putting my name forward later on to go out and help. Although last year they did get me going out at, I think, 3 o'clock in the morning to man my checkpoint. But hey-oh, that's the other thing I've got written down here on my notes to mention, you were talking about the government leaning on the community to make sure they got backup batteries. Well, going back years ago to when I worked for that glorious organisation called NTL, we used to have the dubious pleasure of trade link between the main base stations and the infill ones. And 9 times out of 10, when we got turned out to go and have a look at an we got there to find that the mains was off and the batteries were drained. They didn't have any sort of sensing arrangements organised to indicate when the mains had gone off. So it was a case of opening inside, see there was no wiggles, close the cabinet, walk away and report accordingly. A bit of a pain in the bum. And after Graham's comment about weather conditions, I've just checked and they're showing 19 degrees and a temperature of 16. So that's what Manchester is showing on 1013. So that's me. I've had a good waffle. Back to you. See, for NRC, this HUF.
Golf 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot Chief for an RNA. Okay, yes, the exercise that for the amusement for the rest of the class was a 2-day event, a large public service event, large public attendance, raising for this. Something was obviously going to go wrong. There were 2 days of exercise, one for the immediate response and one for the post-event recovery response, but they decided not to hold it due to elsewhere in the country. It would have been a big one. The sweet bit for us is that in previous years when we actually provided communications at that venue for many days of the year, we would absolutely have now it's all done by private ambulance providers, etc. I struggled to see how the voluntary sector was going to get much involvement in that other than the recovery stage. We'll find out more when they reorganise it and see what's happening. Lack of alarms on batteries, it's not comms link. I have the same with substations. You'd like to think a substation would know when its mains was off, but fun fact, no, they don't all the time. So it'd be nice if we had properly implemented. There's nothing needed to know. Okay, moving along, last one on the list this week. Drew, Mike 0, Mike 0. I did have a look at the new dashboard for Arden, and I'm still getting past it. You, Mike 0, Mike 4, Sierra, D4, and I'll see you.
G4 NRC from Mike Zero Mike Foxtrot Zero. Yeah, different, isn't it? Yeah, very different. Very much moving target. I think there's been every other night for most of at least the week, and one of them was horrible, and killed my my supernode actually twice. So I was upgrading the AC2, although funny enough I had no issue on the lights and the AC3. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, so I'm treading with caution on the nightly builds. I'm talking to some of the Americans about the few bugs that we're finding, because obviously there are bugs. There are bugs. Very different, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to, but I think it probably is a step forward. Other than that, use some sort of provider called Anywhere Sim, and they rethink Sims, but obviously it has roaming. It's quite reasonably priced. You can do it for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You just need to know how much data you're going to want, because they don't do an unlimited. I've got one in my net radio use on occasions. I've got one in the caravan internet system, which obviously does the best self-light when you get on site, which is working quite well. So quite impressed with that. That's what I ended up with. Other than that, I'm just about to put a relative under update at this point, but I will keep the radio on in the background to the end. Thanks again for running the network, and all the best to everyone. Right, from M0MSS.
Mike Foxtrot Sierra G4 NRC returning. Hey, yeah, I sort of have an access of your dashboard via the pilot on my board in-house garden mesh. So I'm looking at it on a very small screen for 7-inch touch. Oh, this is going to be fun, and we'll try this on a proper computer sometime. My local issue, though, is that I have 2 garden nodes a mere 20 feet apart. On occasions, the radio apply one just seems totally unable to see the one 20 feet away. I'm not sure what noise sources or other things I've got affecting communications, but I've been swapping it for one of the GLI net mini routers, seeing if that behaves. Was aware of Manx Telecom reselling. The only hiccup with that was sometimes emotional calls, should anybody call you. What doesn't really matter for data. But yes, BNI pricing is interesting. On my SIM is claimed home through EE, which seemed like a logical choice, since that's going to be the home of the emergency services network. I have to pay by the megabyte. I think it's 2p a megabyte or something like that, which is quite good if we don't have slim internet and minimum usage. Usually ended up with a bit of a surprise how much data has been consumed every time I have deployed it. Okay, enjoy the roast dinner, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully. I'll put the list, and Mike, I'll wait Echo Yankee for G4, and I'll see you then. Okay, I'll acknowledge and I'll bring you in after Mike. I'll wait Echo Yankee G4, and I'll see you.
From G8EY. Ah, well, this week's it's on a day starting with a T, but this time it's a Thursday. So coming up, just to remind you, yeah, automatic systems for notifying power outages. Yeah, we had them at the forum in Norwich. But basically, the UPS could hold up for about 15, just long enough for somebody to get in and shut it down quietly, rather than let it self-destruct. The problem with modern technology, all this digital stuff uses way more power than the analog. So instead of having a couple of relay switches and some analog stuff routing across, you suddenly start needing 20 or 30 kVA, which is sometimes how we've got to live with it, I suppose. Thanks for running the net, Greg. Look forward to seeing you. I'd say that on Thursday this week from GAEY.
Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee Chief for an RC returning. Okay, yes, I'm over 15 minutes. The computer based, and usually there's a little lead you can plug from the UPS of the computer with a stick. You lose power. Then you do 10 minutes to make sure everybody's nobody's done anything useful, and it then the gear automatically. My general substations, I want them to last more like 8 hours or more. Still with the hope that we get somebody on site in 2, but how readily somebody can go and intervene if something does go wrong. Thanks for that. That's the Thursday reminder. I'll put something out on an email for why I'm concerned about what day things are on in later on tonight, probably. Okay, thanks, mate. See you then. Graham, how are we doing? 378 G4 and RC. G4 and RC, G78. Yeah, today we have 14 views in total, and there's currently 4 viewings. A lot else to add from this end. So, thanks for doing that, Greg. We'll no doubt catch you in the week. Since antenna this week, he drops a message on the WhatsApp chat group we've got. I'll try and listen as well. Before LRCG 78. G4 turning and realising I'm about first and didn't do what I said I was going to do. But yeah, okay, Graham, thanks for the views updates. I will meant to actually try and do a firmware rollback on my Radio Odyssey radio this evening if I can. To see if I can get the music coverage back. I'm still a bit annoyed by our radio. It's effectively only single band at the moment, for whatever reason. Right, with that, thanks for doing the stream. To do is fail being about control and bring in Philip, Golf 4, Kilo India Lima, G4 and RC over.
G4RC from G4KL, no problem there. The teaching lesson last week is a bit out of and one that I've come in late. So apologies for the one last week was the retrusting the battery indicator on this handheld, which is obviously doesn't mean anything at all since it was showing full and went. That's why I did that last week. Fortunately, I think we got the message through the that I put onto the live stream. The NGS, I think I had actually signed. I think you picked it up. I think someone two others didn't. Had signed. That's quite useful. I was comparing the receiver with my son managed to come across an JRC receiver that was basically about 20, 30 years old. I was interested to compare it, and I think it lacked sensitivity, but the model was very nice. So I was listening to the end of the net on that. You did well have the transmitter running, so that was quite useful. I'm busy doing some other things today, so I'll come on later. I haven't got too much to add, but thanks for listening to this time on the log as it were. Up again next week. I guess it'll be on later than Wednesday, I hope. That will be I'll see you all play out.
KIL G4 and Okay, no problem. Battery indicators can't always be trusted. So I've started testing it with only 2 out of 3 bars showing on the Alinco, which normally have moved that when you go factoring the nets, but yeah, I'm not trusting it, knowing I've got a full spare battery immediately in hand. It would just be a little glitch if things went wrong. It reminded me, all the radios versus today, anybody who hacks the internet will see Tokyo has released a ICOM 705 competitor, in used to, which is inevitably going to get a load of hype along with some of the kit. So new toys are coming, but not really useful for this Christmas because being announced in Japan, I've seen it can take anything to a year or more for an announcement there to actually turn into product on the shelves. So, 5 this new year soon. Right, I might come back to you again, Philip, because you broke times there, so we'd like to see if it improves, but we'll go back on sequence again, and Dave, like 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, J4, and I'll see you then.
Q4 and I'll see. Like 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Yeah, not a great deal to add at this end. Yeah, I'll drop a message on the local chat group. We would have got the antenna up. I have got Graham's with expert. I'll put in and give it a quick test with that as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works. We don't have to keep doing the stuff here. But I can't see it being a problem. It should be all alright. Okay, great. Thanks to you. Thanks for taking it. And we'll catch up soon. Thanks for having happened to us.
G4 and I'll see you returning. Okay, and recording the weather forecast early today. Tomorrow is probably slightly better. The winds are a couple lower for a work outside. Okay, 7 okay. Your audio this time is wonderful. Let's see if it stays that way. Go forward, Steve Quebec Bravo, G4 and I'll see you.
G4, and I'll see G4 W2B. Yeah, your audio is fine. No problem at all here, listen. Thank you for the report. The name of that company, I can't obviously give it over the air. And a bit scary is the name because it starts with the word scam. I was a bit in trepidation, but checking it out, they are a fully approved third-party reader. They provide data only, but the cost, and I've got a 1 year, which is probably one of their shortest, 1 year card, and with a gigabyte on it, and I'm expecting that to last me for most of the year. We'll see how it goes, because they use terabytes on this. Anyway, so there we are. Back to you, and I will leave now, but I will chase down your and give you the name of that company. Golf Ball Whiskey Quebec Bravo.
Oh, Whiskey Quebec Bravo, G4 and I'll see. Okay, yeah, searching scan and sim brings up all the wrong things to try and get to the bottom of this one. Be interested to see who it is and who's behind it. I've got a bit, I'm fairly happy with what I've got already at the moment to run his novel, other than it's for your usage. I tend to use things. I think my mishap is that I will then decide it needs to do a software update, so I'll pull down a lot more than the data that I actually need just to do the voice side of things. One day I will set it up so it can't fail like that. Full usages. Okay, tab 3 is called for email, which is relatively easy. It's Greg, Golf Romeo Echo Golf, Mossa, Mike, Oscar, Sierra, Sierra, Oscar, at the usual RAYNET suffix. Okay, thanks for that. We've got 2 potentially left for finals. So, anything further from you? G4 HF, G4 NRC.
G4 HF. No. That's didn't know awful enough on the last over. No, nothing else what I mentioned before. As far as that's concerned, I mean, the only thing that I would say with regard to the lack of battery backup indications that failed is, of course, the other classic scenario. Emergency services getting airwaves to resolve interoperability problems. They'll want to use it. So it's a waste of slamming time having the whole system there in the first place. That's my other big chunk. But you can appreciate the way about it. I'm not overly impressed with them for that. But enough. I'm not going to have a 10-minute whinge. So no, I'm intelligent to add. As I say, anybody try it, if anybody fancies it, do think about it, because apart from anything else, if you're out on one of the checkpoints, you are entitled to a free breakfast, and if you're out during the day, on completion of your section being closed down, you are entitled to a free meal. So there are benefits in that respect, apart from the entertainment of these motorcyclists and cars being driven. In some cases, it appears to be impossible sections. Plenty of them do it. So that's it from me. 480 Thanks for running the net. 7 to everybody on the net, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
You returning to G4HUF. Okay, no problem, thanks, Phil. That's basically food related. At least I don't talk about Sunday dinner this time. Okay, 7-3, so see you next week. And Philip, let's just make sure your audio is still working okay. 4 Kilo India Lima, how copy G4 and RC.
G4 RC. Yeah, I may have been too close to the hotspot, actually. I think I was right near the top of it. So I moved away from it now. Caller arm was echoey. It's a little bit less echoey. There we are, that's better. Oh, actually, this is echoey here too. Yeah, so hopefully that's better. Yeah, not too much else to comment. I'll say thanks for running the support for young folks holiday time during the little see on the with a little there, and maybe I'll stick my RAU meter on call signs as well, something like that, and a couple of audio attenuators, and a good old-fashioned resistance substitution box for the big knobs. So hopefully that one intrigues some interest. Hopefully you see your text on the screen if you're on the data net. Otherwise, keep you next week. 73 for G4 clear back to G4 RC.
G4 RC returning to G4 KIL. As planned starts, just went a little bit wobbly after Young Person's Holiday Club and for World. Just got a bit bubbly then, so if you do close that, might explain it. That's such as really the best. Anyway, thanks, yes, hopefully see you on Wednesday on the HFNet. So we'll bring it to a close. Thanks everybody for taking time out of your bank holiday weekend to take part today. And until next Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time, I'll close the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net on time groups 23531 Pheonix and Brandmeister and 5023531 on the RAYNET-UK system. encrypting an open net rather than a directed net. So the result is just called 4 November Romeo Charlie now closing, or reversing to my normal call sign of Bob. Uniform Bravo. Bye.